Hello and welcome to Left Coast Live, a special Thursday edition. It is June 18th. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Dieter McBusiness, joined as always by the one and only Stat Pat, stateless patriot of the Central Valley. We are California lefties coming to you about national politics as well as some local California politics. But today we are catching up because we have been off air for a little while, so it's good to be back, Stat Pat.
Big
But
time.
part of the reason why I think we've just been, I've just been depressed. I've just been, not really feeling it
I feel it.
um,
Yeah.
these days with the news, and I'm not even watching my morning Joe as like I normally do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there. I totally get it. I've been there. There's definitely reason to celebrate here and there. I I've caught up on a few things the past couple of days. It looks like the DSA has actually had a lot of success lately when it comes to getting their candidates like over the finish line in these primaries and whatnot, like advancing, and that's very encouraging, especially when you couple that with, I guess, CNN reported on some polling that showed that DSA's approval rating is actually 17 points above water, whereas with Democrats compared to the Democratic Party itself, which is only above water by 4 points when it comes to their approval rating. So
Well, that's amazing.
no, yeah, it's definitely a big deal. Um,
Do we know? I'm trying to figure out whether or not the DSA in LA is going to help Mithya. Is it Mithya or Nithya? It's Nithya, right?
I
The
think
man.
Nithya, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I would. I mean, that'd be
Nithya Raman.
cool. I mean,
Because they didn't. They didn't. So you're. I got some insider information
yeah,
that, or at least this is just what I heard, is kind of secondhand. But um, there was a. She was maybe a little late on applying for an endorsement, and or the LA DSA chapter maybe didn't give her enough time or something. Anyway, it just got mucked up.
interesting.
You know, it's one of those situations where it probably doesn't help to blame everybody
No,
or
right?
anybody,
Yeah, yeah.
because now they're here in this position with an opportunity to help someone really special become the next mayor of Los Angeles.
Hmm.
Instead, replace the atrocious
Big deal.
Karen Bass,
Yeah. No,
because
it's
Karen Bass is an embarrassment to the left. For
of
those of you who
course,
do
of
not
course.
know, please do some homework on her to understand why. But my favorite thing was firing the police chief after the Malibu fires, which were just absolutely devastating. She was
Hmm.
in Ghana, partying in Ghana at the time of the Malibu fires, so that's not a good look.
Yeah.
Um, among other things, she hasn't really fixed the unhoused problem. I don't know if we're calling it homelessness or unhoused anymore, but she hasn't really fixed that.
Right.
Um, and and anyway, I don't know. I don't live there anymore. I haven't lived there for 5 years, so I don't really want to judge. But my understanding is that among my educated friends that live there, they're not very happy with Karen Bass.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've been hearing for years as well. I've never really heard many good things about her to begin with, and I was kind of discouraged because it did look like it was going to ultimately come down between her, like at first, between her and Spencer Pratt, that fucking lunatic. Um, and then as more and more votes kept on getting counted, his second place lead, I guess you could say, started slipping away. Which, I mean, thank God. And of, of course, without like as expected, you had a whole bunch of Republican idiots being like, "Oh, it's rigged." Like, so, how can you? It's like, dude, LA County went 70% Democrat in the last election. you really think Spencer Pratt even had the fucking snowball's chance in hell? And so like bunch of cope, a whole bunch of cope on the conservative side, obviously. But I hope
Oh well, it
that
was just it was fun to see some Hollywood douchebags come out in support of Spencer Pratt. That was my
right,
favorite part. It's like you guys are gonna wear that around your neck for the rest of your lives.
right,
Like you publicly and financially supported Spencer Pratt to
yeah,
be mayor of Los Angeles, and you expect me to respect you now?
yeah, like
I
that. That's
mean,
just
what the fuck?
it's
What's
completely
up, Jaden?
embarrassing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, not just that, but like the White House UFC match as well, and the whole Trump
Oh yeah,
birthday
did you watch
party.
any of that?
I caught a little bit of it when I went to the bar. I had this urge to go out Sunday night. Um, and so I did, and they had it going on one of the TVs as well as one of the like they had some motorbike racing going on and whatnot, a couple other things. Might have been the World Cup game. I totally forget. But yeah, I mean, it was just gaudy. It was just a spectacle for spectacle's sake, and they're wanting they're saying that they want to keep that ring and whatnot, the whole thing that they set up, um, permanent, so that way other
Oh
countries,
God.
yeah, other countries can come by and have their best fighters compete with the U.S.'s best fighters, um, when it comes to like you know, as terms for negotiations or what fucking have you. Just real like bread and circus shit. It's just embarrassing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um, I hope it doesn't stay. Yeah, I mean, the first thing we got to do, first thing the next president's got to do is tear down Trump's name from everything
I
that
agree.
he put on it. I mean, the anti MAGA act should be the first thing that we do.
That'd be
Um,
fantastic.
once we get, I mean, it's something that everybody can get behind, and then you can hold it over people's head as if it was like a vote for against going to war after we get bombed in Pearl Harbor.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
couldn't agree more.
you could treat it like that. So it's for me, I like to think I have some creativity to offer in terms of punishment for MAGA because I'm still not. I hear that a little bit, like when Hassan was on with Jen Welch
Hmm.
at one point. They said that towards the end they were like, yeah, there kind of has to be some sort of punishment for MAGA, but I don't know what
Yeah.
it's going to be. But anyway, Nithya Raman, running back to the LA mayor's race, Nithya Raman, who's running for LA mayor, would be perfect. I mean, let's just she's perfect for that city, and she's
Yeah.
44. She's good looking. She's smart. She's great on the. She had a little bit of anxiety, I would call it, maybe, or just inexperience being in front of the camera. But luckily, she's nice to look at, so she's
Sure.
can learn that skill. I
No.
mean,
Yeah.
look, AOC has been in front of a camera for what, 5 years now, 6 years,
Eight
and
years.
8 years. So, and she's still got a lot to learn.
Sure.
She's still got a lot to learn. Um,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
it's
ultimately, like they really do. I mean, LA could go the route that New York took. I mean, why the fuck not? They can set an example like this. This isn't
right.
a fluke. This is what people want. These are the policies that people want, and we can prove, like Mondani has, that it can also be very successful.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be great.
Um,
She's got an
all
upper
right.
upper
Well,
upper climb because I know that Karen Bass had ended up coming out of it with more votes. So
yeah, but it's less than 7 points, I think,
okay,
that Nithya's got to make up. And then you know that the turnout for the general is way more than the turnout for
yeah,
the primary. And this is a mayor's election. So this is one of those ones, and it's both Democrats. So it's kind of like, who do you like more?
hmm,
And when you put the pictures up, when you put the names up, it's a little tough.
yeah,
When you put the pictures up, Nithya's got Karen beat by a mile. And I think Karen Bass is a boomer, And you know how I
Hmm.
feel about boomers being in office and having power and influence in our society. So it's pretty obvious what needs to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine that enough people who, I mean, in LA that do vote understand just how like disliked Karen Bass is in general, and would, maybe within the next like over the course of the next 4 to 5 months, get to know what was her name again? Who's running against Karen Bass?
Nithya Raman.
Nithya Raman. We'll get
Uh-huh.
to know Nithya Raman a whole lot more, so that
Yeah.
way, because like I mean, ultimately, she will need to fundraise a whole lot. She will need to do a lot of campaigning, gain some momentum, like Mom Donnie had to do, get a good team behind her, get posted on social media, and she can end up running away with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can move on from the LA mayor's race to US surrendering to Iran. Tell me about this. Is it for real, Statpad? Are we going to get the real peace deal this time around, or are we in for just another smoke and mirrors episode?
Well, um, so the thing is that, I mean, 40th time's the charm. I mean, um, ultimately it comes down to a couple big things. Israel has got to leave Lebanon alone. Doesn't look like that's happening. As we speak, they're bombing the shit out of them. So already the deal is falling apart. But the seriousness of this deal, even though they've been saying we've been, you know going back and forth with Pakistan as a mediator and whatnot, um, it looks like it's for real this time, and signatures were actually put to paper. Well, I mean, they're electronically done, but it looks like an actual memorandum of understanding was signed and agreed upon, and it there are 14 points, I believe. I'm actually trying to find what they were. Here we go. Yeah, so the U.S. has released the full 14-point memorandum with Iran, and it really does read like a surrender, like period, bar none. It really does. It outlines sweeping commitments that would fundamentally, this is according to Midas Touch, fundamentally reshape U.S. policy toward Iran, including sanctions relief, the release of frozen assets, a $300 billion reconstruction commitment, changes to U.S. military deployments, and a framework for broader negotiations. And I'll try to skim through this as fast as I can. Um, Basically, the U.S. and the Islamic Republic of Iran have jointly agreed in good faith on the following. Both countries are signing this MOU to declare the immediate and permanent termination of military operations, including in Lebanon, and undertake from now to not initiate any war or military operation against each other, refraining from the use of force and threats. Ensuring the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Lebanon. This is the first one. This is number one. So Lebanon is mentioned twice. Three times, actually. The final deal will confirm the permanent termination of the war on all fronts, including in Lebanon, and other provisions of this paragraph. So Lebanon is mentioned three times. We're gonna get to a few things that JD Vance and Trump has said regarding Israel, which could mark a gigantic shift potentially, but we will see. The second one, the U.S. and Iran undertake to respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity and to refrain from interfering in each other's internal affairs. Three, U.S. and Iran commit to negotiating and achieving the final deal in 60 days, extendable with mutual consent. Four, upon signing, the U.S. will begin the removal of the blockade. Blah blah blah. Traffic of vessels will be proportional to the numbers before the strait was closed. etc., etc. Five, upon the signing, Iran will make arrangements using its best efforts for the safe passage of commercial vessels for 60 days only from the Gulf to the Sea of Oman and vice versa. Uh, the traffic will immediately start. Blah blah blah. Removing obstacles, conducting with Oman for future administration of maritime services and the Strait of Hormuz with other Gulf states. And uh, six would be the U.S. undertakes with regional partners to develop a definitive, mutually agreed upon plan with at least 300 billion USD for the reconstruction and the economic development of the Islamic Republic of Iran. The mechanism for the implementation of this plan will be finalized as part of a final deal within 60 days. That's like the biggest sticking point. That's what everybody's talking about right now. Is we're basically paying them $300 billion in reparations. Number
Great.
seven, the U.S. Undertakes the term of basically getting rid of all sanctions against Iran. The UNSC uh, resolutions would be included. The IEA, the IAEA Board of Governors resolutions, unilateral sanctions, etc., etc. Eight would be Iran basically reaffirming that they would not procure or develop nuclear weapons. Um, Number nine would be pending the final deal. Uh, the U.S. and Iran agreed to maintain status quo, not impose new sanctions against Iran or deploy additional forces. 10, the U.S. Undertakes that immediately upon signing the memorandum of understanding, the U.S. Treasury will issue waivers for the export of Iranian crude oil, petroleum products and derivatives, and all associated services, including banking transactions, insurances, and transportation. So they're basically greenlighting Iranian oil by agreeing with this deal. 11. Let's see. Makes available the U.S. makes available the use of frozen or restricted funds and assets to Iran. Um, Mutually agree on the procedure related to the release of these funds. Um, 12. Iran and the U.S. agree that an executive mechanism will be established to monitor the successful implementation of this MOU and the future compliance of the final deal. 13. After signing this and subject to the beginning of the implementation of paragraphs 1, 4, 5, 10, and 11, and continuing implementation, the U.S. and Iran will start negotiations regarding the final deal exclusively on the other paragraphs. So basically, like those paragraphs would be prioritized. And number 14, the last one, the final deal will be endorsed by a binding UNSC resolution. So yeah, it's a big deal. Who knows? I mean, if the biggest wild card here, because obviously Trump and his team like really want this done. They're like, okay, like obviously the global economy right now is teetering on the brink. We literally have less than 4 weeks of oil reserves left in the United States. So they want to get the oil flowing through the strait like ASAP because it would be a total crisis, and
Right.
it's still going to get really bad. Like um even if it resumes right now, even if traffic resumes to pre-war levels, it's going to take weeks and weeks at a time for the oil to get to where it needs to be, for it to get into the ground, for it to get to these uh, refineries for liquefied natural gas, to get to gas stations, and only then would the price of everything like start to go down. But that's not going to happen for a while. It's not gonna, for months even. It's especially to get everything back to the way it was before the U.S. and Israel started bombing Iran. But like I was saying before, the only wild card here is Israel, because they're just gonna do whatever the fuck they want. They are having a total shit fit over there, a total fucking meltdown. Just within the past, I think 2 weeks, Trump's approval rating over there dropped like 40 points.
Yeah.
Because like obviously because they're so war hungry and they just want to see fucking Iran turned into glass and just see the blood of Iranians just spewed throughout the desert. Like obviously like they're super pissed about this and they're not able to like continue with you know their onslaught.
Right.
It's just disgusting people. But we'll see. Both Trump and JD Vance did come out and be like, you know, I think JD Vance actually said himself, you can't you can't just kill your way out of every problem. I think that's like a direct quote from him. And he was talking about Israel. And
Right.
when was the last time a major leader in the United States, let alone a vice president, said anything like that
Anything like that? Yeah.
in regards to Israel, like directly, like and like there's no taking that back either. Like this was a decision that was made within the Trump administration to change course on this, because of course we had the G7 recently, and even Trump was like, you know, you can't just bomb an entire apartment building like and just to go after one guy.
Right.
Like obviously people live there, so it's like if Trump is making that point and just saying it out loud, like it's really gotten bad. It's to the point now where like a lot of obviously politicians within the United States are beginning to panic as well, because a lot of them obviously take APAC money and are aligned with Israeli interests and have stocks in defense contractors and weapons manufacturers, et cetera, et cetera. And so obviously you got people like Chuck Schumer that are out there saying this deal is horrible. This deal is absolutely awful, and like they're going to try everything they can to make it not happen. So, and it's especially funny because they just want obviously they just want the conflict to continue, and the deal itself really is what the U.S. and Iran deserve. We deserve this deal. Like the fact that that any of this even started, and it's gotten to the point where it is now. The U.S. under Trump has made Iran a regional superpower. Like right now, Iran controls 20% of the global oil supply.
20%.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, now you look good. Now you look like crisp and clear.
There we go.
Yeah, they're much better. Excuse me.
That was brutal.
Yeah, but it's like I've said it before in the previous show too. But like Iran doesn't even need a nuke. Like all they have to
No.
do is like close the
No,
Strait of
apparently
Hormuz
not.
again. No, yeah, exactly, and like you can bring the world to its knees. Like they with the closure of the straits, the oil reserves in the U.S. were nearly depleted. Like things could have gotten really, really, really dire, and Trump
Right.
literally fucking admitted this. I don't know if it was at G7 or a conference or whatever, but like he was literally like saying what we have been saying for months now. Like if I didn't make a deal now, then it would have been really bad because a lot of markets would have gotten the oil that they needed and this, that, and the other. It's just like, oh wow, you fucking woke the fuck up. Like better late than never, I guess. But God,
Yeah, I mean, the thing that the most telling thing about American narcissism and this whole Trump saga is
Hmm.
that the Epstein files weren't enough for the triple Trumpers. The Iran war wasn't enough for the triple Trumpers until it affected their gas prices. That's the
Exactly.
thing that that's the thing that directly affects them, and that's what they notice. And it's funny because it's you're only talking about, I mean, yeah, it adds up, but like what, like $5-10 a tank extra
Yeah.
than normal, more than what you're normally paying. And like,
Exactly.
if you're using your car every day, then obviously that adds up pretty quick. But still, like the Epstein files weren't enough for you, right? The Trump coin corruption
Yeah.
wasn't enough for you.
Yeah.
The first term wasn't enough for you. Like, come
Right.
on, man.
Yeah. Or like probably the most corrupt thing that he's done yet, which is the slush fund thingamajig.
Yeah.
It was like the
Oh
one
my God.
one point
Trying to get
seven seven six.
compensation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The establishment Republicans shot that down.
Yeah, because they're like, this is just too much, and it's a good thing.
I was impressed. I was impressed. I didn't think they were going to shut it down, but they did.
Yeah, yeah, no, thankfully, because that was just that was literally would have just been a slush fund to like he could have fund like literally a public his little private army or whatever. Tinkerbell, thank
Thank you,
you.
Pinkerbell. What's really frustrating is the second it's convenient for their aggrievement complex, they pivot to acknowledging the things we have been saying all along.
Bingo.
Are you talking about triple Trumpers? Are you talking about triple Trumpers? Or are you talking
I
about
think they're
or
referring to
liberals?
I think they're referring to the well I think leadership in general when it comes to
Okay.
both parties. I mean, like I was just referring to when it came to you know JD Vance and Trump finally going out there and saying, well, I mean, uh, you can't just kill your way out of every problem, and like if you're bombing like apartment complexes, obviously people live there. Like if you're just going for for one guy, you just can't be doing that. It's just like, are you finally fucking standing up? Like JD Vance himself said, like it's we're getting really. I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said we're getting sick and tired of Israel's entitlement. Like
Mm.
he used the word entitlement. It's just like, oh my god, like I am elated right now. Are you like just yeah, leadership people were publicly criticizing Trump. Yes, yes. Because like a lot of the same people who criticize Trump um agree with him when it comes to attacking Iran and whatnot. Because like the establishment has the same they share interests with Israel because they want to see regime change in Iran. They want to see the regime toppled. They want to see the country destabilized and balkanized and just crippled so that way it's easier to control. You can divvy it up. You could excuse me. You can fund this group and that group, basically turn it into Syria. You know? It's but yeah, like it's like what we've said about the left for the longest time. The left is always too correct, like about basically everything too early,
Yeah.
and then everybody else has to catch up with us.
Right.
You know,
Well,
you
like
see it.
the idea, and you can go way back with that, all the way to
Hmm.
the women's vote with women's
Bingo.
suffrage. I know it's weird for two straight white guys to talk about women's suffrage, but
We love women.
if you do your homework, you realize that it was a progressive idea.
Bingo.
It was a really far left idea. And then eventually it became mainstream when enough women started
Became
making
normal.
noise about it.
Yep.
And their husbands were like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Eventually, the numbers win, y'all, in a
Exactly.
democracy. The
Exactly.
numbers fucking win. And that's what my biggest, like, just to give you a little quick tangent, my frustration with the particular activism group that I'm working with right now is that
Hmm.
the growth isn't happening. And the internal growth that everyone else who's already a part of the organization expects to see, thinks that it's just going to come naturally. And my point is that no, we need new people. We need more energy. We need more ideas. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, I think, I don't know what the critical mass is. I think it's like 17 when you get into a room of like decision makers.
Hmm.
But in terms of the input that for what the and the legwork and the people that are willing to help the cause with their time, you
Yes.
need people. You need people, otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And hopefully, like, I guess for lack of a better phrasing, more dominoes start to fall on other issues as well. You were talking about feminism and women's suffrage. Like, it's long past time that this country adopted some sort of single payer universal healthcare system. 'Cause fucking, I saw something that disgusted me um, earlier today because it's just so fucking backwards. California lawmakers are apparently about to vote on new taxes that basically add $100 to, I guess, taxing our private insurance. Like, if you have private insurance, basically your taxes go up another $100, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
in order to fund Medi-Cal.
Right.
It's just like, why not just fucking pass? Because I think they did pass it. I think California did pass a single payer healthcare program, but Gavin Newsom vetoed it.
Cow care, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like, why not just fucking have that? Why do we like? Why should people?
Campaign donors.
Of course, no, of course. Why should California taxpayers and people who already can barely even like fucking afford private healthcare in the first place, and a lot of people have it tied to their job like I do, and that's gonna fucking take a damper out of my paycheck if it passes. Why punish them to fund a healthcare program that the people who struggle the most are eligible for? Like, prop that up. What it
I don't know.
it's so stupid. Like, you can get.
I mean, a big reason why is because the quality of worker, the quality of just in an IP based economy. That's one thing that I don't think people appreciate is that our parents grew up in a labor based economy. We are now living in an intellectual property based economy.
Hmm.
That's what drives the economy is IP. Okay.
Exactly.
In terms of people that can comprehend just that, and then by extension understand our global economy in totality, those people do not end up running for office.
Yeah.
They might end up in public service, but they do not end up running for office. The most important thing anybody thinking about running for office can do is think about the team that they're going to put together
Yes.
in terms of how to be a successful politician once you win. And on your way to winning, surrounding yourself with good people while campaigning is important. But I'm just telling you, like, if you're going to be in an executive role in government, you must appoint good team members. And the tragedy of what you're talking about comes to a current event that we have not talked about yet, which is the election
Hmm.
of Javier Becerra, who is not the first Latino governor in California's history. He is the second
Hmm.
Latino governor in California's history. But what I say to that, whoever would bring that up, is who cares? Because Meta, Uber, McDonald's, Home Depot, a bunch of health insurance companies, health
Hmm.
service companies, like
Airbnb,
you
DoorDash,
name it. You
Chevron.
name it, dude. Chevron's the biggest one.
Hmm.
They all wanted him to win. I got into it on social media with some
Hmm.
diehard blue dog liberals
Yeah.
and talking about how Well, the campaign doesn't tell what the PACs what to do. It's like yada yada yada. I'm like, yeah. First of all, if you believe that, you're an idiot because all the campaign has to do is post something on their website. The PACs will see it, and then they'll do what they want.
Yep.
Um, but more importantly, more even beyond that, the fact that Mark Zuckerberg, whoever's in charge over at Chevron, these huge companies, they all want Javier Becerra to win instead of Tom Steyer. Shouldn't that tell you something?
Yeah.
Are you still believing in the almighty corporation? Do we really think that corporations care about anything other than themselves?
hmm
Are
Yeah.
we really still stuck on that? And the
Yeah.
answer is yes. The
No.
answer is yes,
Well,
stat pat.
you know what my favorite has been my favorite retort, I guess you could say, is, well, campaigns have to fund themselves somehow. Why
Right.
would you turn down $500,000? I'm just like, holy fucking shit. Um, yeah, no, I've straight up said, um, on multiple occasions now, just interacting with Becerra voters, um, because like interacting with like unironic, actual dyed in the wool supporters of Javier
Yeah.
Becerra, like actually
Oh
asking
my
them
god. Yeah. Yeah.
why they support him is
Right.
it's like asking a bunch of 6 year olds who their favorite superhero is, and then
Yeah.
just like rattling off just a bunch of just gibberish about why they like them and why
Yeah.
like you'll get just as much substance out of that, but then you'll have
Yeah.
those like those fake supporters for Becerra who only voted for him out of spite because they don't like Steyer for dumb bullshit reason XYZ.
Because he was a billionaire.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like, well, I'm not going to vote for Starr because he's a billionaire and he lied about this. Oh, I'm going to put my vote at Becerra, who's supported by like fucking 14
Yeah.
billionaires. And like,
People gotta get over it. People gotta
even
get over the flaws,
even the
dude.
Biden administration, even his team came
I
out
know.
and was like,
Yeah, this guy sucks.
this guy
Yeah.
sucks. Like what? He's incompetent. That was the word that I heard that was trotted out for him. Javier Becerra, incompetent. What the like? Oh my god! I can't. You know, I can't with these people. And it's like,
I put together a video that I haven't released about it on my reaction
mhm,
to the election results. And yeah, I mean,
yeah,
this is it's going to get awkward because there is a clear and obvious reason why he won.
hmm,
Two reasons. One is money, and the other is the older Latino vote.
yeah,
And now we're going to have to talk about that but we don't have to talk about not now, but we're going to have to talk
mhm,
about after he fails in 4 years
yeah.
and somebody else is going to have to run against him. And it's
Oh,
going to be awkward. It's like, "Oh, we finally got a Latino governor of California." It's like, "Yeah, and he sucked even worse than Newsom did.
yeah.
So let's get him out."
He even like at least Hilton like was hitting it on the nose when it came to his rhetoric. It's like um basically showcase like highlighting Becerra, essentially admitting he would do the same exact things that Newsom did, or like
Right.
he wouldn't do anything different. It's just like, well, there it
More of
is.
the
I mean,
same.
yeah, exactly. I mean, so I've been telling liberals, right? I've been telling like these vote blue no matter who, blue MAGA centrists, do nothing Democrat supporters. Tell you what, if Javier Becerra gives back the 500,000 to Chevron, the however much to Meta, the 500,000 back to McDonald's. Oh, it is, yeah. The $1 million that Meta sent to a super PAC. The uh, $1 million to Airbnb, the 500 grand to the Vita Medical, and every donation that he's taken or his PAC has taken from various billionaires like Michael Moritz, Brian Singerman, Tony Zhu. and Sergey Brin. Then, if he denounces the PG&E monopoly, rejects health insurance bribes, donations, and adopts Tom Steyer's entire platform regarding working class issues, then I'll consider voting for him in the general election this November instead of giving my vote to a third party.
Yeah,
Fuck these
I
people,
might.
dude. I'm so tired of
I
them.
know. I'm not voting for Becerra.
Fuck no.
I'm gonna write it myself, I think.
You know what? I'll write in you too. I'll put your name in.
Yeah.
Fuck it,
Yeah.
dude.
Get a write-in campaign going like Butch Ware.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, it's just pathetic, man. Like all these, it really is. Like, oh, Tio Becerra, he's so nice. He has good vibes, and this I have a good feeling about him. It's just like, is that really all it fucking takes? Like,
Yes.
really? Do you want to
For a
pay?
lot of people.
No, for
But
real.
you
That's
know
what's
what
so
it does?
fucking frustrating, dude. It's
You know what
TikTok
this
brain.
drives? You know what this drives home for me, which is something I didn't want to be right about, was just how long it's going to take for progressivism to win. It's
Yeah.
not, it's, and make a difference. It's not going to be whoever comes to the White House in 2028.
No,
It's
not. It's
not.
not.
It's
It's
not
not.
going to be whoever wins the White House in 2028. And it's going to be incrementalism for another cycle or two. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
get universal health care. Maybe we'll get
I'm
some
not holding my
medium
breath.
rate or minimum rate wage hike. Maybe I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
what we're gonna
I
get,
mean, we'll get
but it's not gonna be much. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be as much as we need. That's the
right.
truth.
No, I completely agree. We would get super lucky if someone like AOC actually manages to take the White House. But even that is just the bare minimum. That is a first step that would need to be taken for like the momentum to actually even be there in the first place. And
Right.
with fucking Javier goddamn Becerra as one of the governors of the of one of the
The
states,
most important. The most
the
important
big,
governor in the country.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, dude. Um,
Dude, New York governor has New York City and then the rest of New York. Okay. The California
mhm.
governor has LA, San Francisco, Sacramento, which
Yep,
is almost as big as LA. It's huge.
it is.
Um, and then there's a ton of other cities scattered throughout California,
Mhm,
tons of academic institutions, which
mhm.
could be better, by the way.
No, of course. Like
And then
if you add up like the
well, what's
whole.
interesting about California is we've got some good colleges and universities. It's just the high schools suck.
Mhm.
The high schools fucking blow here.
Yeah, yeah. I would say when it comes down to it, like California voters are just like, I mean, they're just super disappointing, honestly. I
Well, they don't show up. The
right.
average voting age. The average voting age
Well,
is north of 60.
like even if they do, like they just don't fucking vote based on their own self interest. Because I mean,
Right.
this might be. I mean, this is like a working theory I've gone there. Like going through this whole primary process and everything, and seeing Tom Steyer lose, like even though the cost of living here is the highest in the whole country, basically, I still feel like a lot of people who live here are well off, especially when it comes to the voting demographic, and like people who are actually registered to vote here. These are the kind of people that they don't live paycheck to paycheck. I would wage to anybody that the average registered Democrat in this state can easily live like paycheck to paycheck and not struggle. I firmly do believe, because if you're fucking voting for Javier Becerra, who is not a representative of the working class by any means, he did not run a remotely progressive campaign at all. Like if that is your guy, you have very little to fucking lose. Like the state's going to go blue anyway. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a strong economy. It's resilience, whereas like the federal government really can't fuck with us too much, so much as Trump wants to try, obviously. it really does come down to just this entitlement, I guess you could say, that a lot of these well-off liberal vote blue no matter who types, um that like, why would they vote for someone like Tom Steyer when, you know, uh, he's not getting the best coverage from the mainstream media. He's not like very well liked by the party. Why should he just buy his way in and shit? Yet they don't see, like, they will literally just fall the fuck in line with whoever the party props up. You know, oh, this guy was in the Biden administration. Let's just throw my vote at him for no fucking reason. Even though
Right.
some of the people on the Biden's team
But that's the
didn't even,
level of research they do. They don't do more than
they,
like 5 minutes of
yes,
research, dude.
yeah, because
They
like
do like 5 minutes of research.
what are they risking?
Like, oh, he's not a billionaire, so I must vote for the other guy.
Yeah, like what do they what is at stake for them?
But it's not. But it's all emotional, dude. They don't
Yeah, it
like.
really
They
is.
don't. And the funny thing is about this emotional aspect of politics is that you kind of got to get emotional to get through the emotion and get down into what you're supposed to be voting at.
Yeah,
So you have to kind of like, and what I mean by that is like if you're pissed or if you're scared or if you're just don't know what to do, just dumbfounded, you need to acknowledge that
yeah.
and say, okay, this is how I feel. Why do I feel angry? Why do I feel scared? Why do? Because you don't know. It's almost always ignorance. It's
What?
almost always ignorance.
What?
And
The median voter doing self-reflection? What kind of
yeah,
world would that? That's insane to think about. Like, oh God, I couldn't agree more, dude.
um,
I swear, like, cause like the median voter
so
is just a
an
dumb
idiot.
fuck. Yeah, just a
Yes,
drooling,
it's really,
illiterate,
and it's and I think
insufferable,
America.
infuriating, fucking insultingly stupid, drooling dumb fuck.
I I uh I think there's a hunger for someone to come and tell America how ugly she is.
Yeah,
Like, I and fat and out of shape and lazy and entitled and narcissistic.
yeah,
Like I think there's a hunger for someone to inside of the culture. We talk about a little bit how when you're not part of a subculture, it's very difficult to criticize that subculture. Um, you can maybe try to make a suggestion in a
yeah,
very polite way, but it's difficult in a diverse society. I think it's the biggest challenge of a diverse society is different subcultures connecting with each other on equal terms. Um,
yeah,
but in order for there to be really internal change in America, I think someone needs to take a lot of these things, stick them in a blender, and reduce it down to people. And that's what I
yes.
try and do with my essays, which is just like
Hmm.
break cognition down. Why do they do these things? And ultimately, they're just overgrown babies. And we're not just talking about the right. We're talking about a lot of liberals on the left who
Bingo.
just straight up don't do their homework.
Yeah.
And I got someone in that social media little spat that I had about Javier Becerra. This woman was saying she was a disabled influencer, and she was like, "Dude, you're literally a straight white man with a podcast. Get disabled or be a POC, like, and then we'll listen to you." And
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Let
So
me just
my identity, and by the way, that's the voting demographic with which you struggle the most. So
no.
maybe you should
Yeah.
actually listen
I
to
mean,
a straight white man talk about what his frustrations are with
no,
you
for
people.
real. Like, people think California is a lot more progressive than it actually is.
No, it's not.
San
Not land
Francisco.
wise.
No, yeah, San Francisco's. They just voted for some guy who's basically going to be Nancy Pelosi's replacement, and he's not a good fucking guy at all, from what I understand.
Who's
Uh,
this?
Scott
Who's
Wiener.
replacement? Oh, Scott Wiener from San Francisco. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Because Chobati didn't get no didn't
that's
win.
right. That's right. Yeah, and it's like, yeah. I mean, it it really is like entitled narcissism when it comes to the California voter and whatnot. And it's just like they vote against their own interests, and they don't care because they're more well off than most people in the United States and whatnot. And a lot of people don't see that. We see a lot of the time those who struggle. And those who struggle and are politically engaged and politically inclined and whatnot, they tend to be more progressive because they want the system to change. We pay taxes into the system. Obviously, we should get more benefit out of it. We should have a stronger safety net. This is why we're leftists. This is why we're progressives. But these fucking just drooling libtards who just vote like, oh, there's a blue candidate, Democrat, check. Doesn't do like not even a second thought. You know, they.
Right.
Meanwhile, they are literally making things worse. They're harming the worse off, and things never get better, and they wonder why. It's ridiculous. It's like it's just to end off this thing when it comes to Becerra, I guess you could say it's like George Carlin once said. The American worker is just smart enough to work the machines and just dumb enough to passively accept the big red, white, and blue ass that gets jammed up their ass every day. Like the older I get, the more this just rings fucking true.
Yeah. No, they're pretty dumb. I mean, George Carlin was a prophet.
Yeah.
He's for people who haven't. I don't know what your audience demographic looks like, but my audience is a little bit older. So, like most of my audience is over 35. So, they probably heard of Carlin and they've seen his clips on YouTube and so forth. Let's wrap up by talking about Elon Musk becoming the first trillionaire. If you think he earned that $1 trillion, you're out of your fucking mind. If you think this proves that America is a meritocracy or that capitalism works, it actually proves that capitalism doesn't work.
Yeah,
it proves that it creates these superstars that can influence our society in very nefarious ways.
It proves
that if you don't see that, I can't help you if you don't see that.
I would say that it proves the system's rigged, but this is how it's designed to operate. Because if you have the wealthiest among us, like the wealthy, big money special interests, and their endless ability to just chuck millions and millions and millions every year at the government to bend legislation towards their will to get favorable contracts and subsidies, and still like be billionaires and still just have an enormous, unfathomable amount of wealth. Like this is how the system's designed. This was inevitable. I've always said that billionaires and their existence are a policy failure.
Yes.
I think I like Kyle Kalinski's take on it the best. Like once you hit that 999,999,999 mark, you should just get taxed 100% for anything above that and receive a giant gold plaque in the mail that says winner at capitalism. Like congratulations, you won at capitalism. Because it's like nobody needs that kind of fucking money. And not to mention Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire wasn't done because he earned it or he worked a million times harder than anybody else. That's cope. That's fucking illiterate that's gibberish. That's fucking bullshit. He got that money through exploitation, favorable treatment by the government, and billions of dollars in government subsidies and contracts that we, the taxpayer, pay him for.
Yep.
And not to mention, the rules were changed for his SpaceX thing because you want to know how much money SpaceX brought in last year, 2025?
No.
Well, actually, it wasn't so much like they lost money. They actually lost money last year. I think they lost more money than they brought in. I believe they lost $4.9 billion last year. Like SpaceX is not a profitable company, yet the rules
just IPO'd for a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, Oh, I see some comments like, oh well, Elon Musk just made 4,000 people millionaires. So it's just like,
Who cares?
yeah,
And it's not real money because they have to
it's
sell. But the
exactly.
the problem with okay, so one campaigning, you know how my mind works with political marketing. Always,
Hmm.
how do we create value out of this negativity? And I think whoever steps up, I will go work for whoever steps up and says we will terminate every government contract with any organization associated with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Then and just I mean we got to wipe the slate clean. Like it's war. Like this is the kind of thing you do during war. And it's interesting. I'm having a tough time, not every time, but a lot of the time, getting people to recognize that we are at war.
Yes,
You know, some people don't want to accept that.
I agree. And it's like this is like the valuation. I think is like I don't know like the ins and outs, like the finer details of the jargon and whatnot, so to speak. But I believe SpaceX went public, and a lot of the valuation of it, it was actually like the rules were changed, and I guess a whole huge chunk of it is actually tied to people's 401ks.
Right.
And so like in a couple months when there is an inevitable rug pull, it will affect ordinary people's 401ks when they didn't ask for it.
Right.
From what I understand, like obviously I think
Great.
like
That'll be great when that happens. Yeah. Why
no,
not?
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Here
Sure.
it is. You can take some of my 401k that I've fucking been contributing to this, like, which is tied to the stock market for some ungodly, unfucking fathomable reason. Like, sure, yeah, you can take some of that. I didn't ask for that. Fuck you.
All right.
Trillionaire, my ass.
I mean, I this is why we don't come on more frequently, guys, because it just bums me out. But it's always great to
It
reconnect
has,
with Stapat. That's the
yeah.
real reason to come on the internet right now is to reconnect with my man Stapat. I haven't done this base in 2 weeks either because I've been
No,
so busy with other shit.
no, right. Yeah, I think the last time we actually did a show was the primary day, like
Yeah,
when the primaries were happening.
right.
Um,
But we
obviously,
knew that. But we knew that night that Tom Steyer was going to lose, and Javier Becerra was
yeah,
going to be the next governor.
that was the underlying feeling, and as frustrating as it was, like it was kind of the consensus. There was hope that maybe he would advance, get a little bit more than Hilton, but fucking
Nope.
one thing you can count on Republicans, they always vote, and you know,
Yeah, but probably. Hey, you know what they
California.
say? What Moynihan said back in the '80s: Republicans or Democrats fall in love, Republicans fall in line.
Yep, yep. Yeah, and there's like there are no more entitled. There's not a more entitled person in America than a California Republican because
Yeah.
they live in a. I've touched on this before. They live in the wealthiest state in the union. Everything here is it's it really is one of the best places to live, like in the world, like without a doubt. They don't live in an actual Republican
Right. Red
state.
place. Yeah.
They don't like,
Right.
and those places are
No, they don't
shithole.
know what the GOP is. They don't
Yeah,
know what They have no idea. I'm
yeah.
telling you,
Like the
man.
deep
If you
south
haven't
is
spent
a
time if you haven't spent time in the red South, okay, you do not know the GOP.
yeah. You
It's
don't know
that fucking
Republicans. Yeah,
simple. It's that fucking simple. And if you
yeah,
haven't spent time, with that said, if you haven't spent time in the suburbs of a lot of cities, then you don't understand the neoliberal Democratic Party
yeah.
because that's what it's been appealing to for the last 45 years as well.
Like these deep red states are drains. They are leeches on the rest of the country. Like we as like blue states in general, we contribute way more to the overall economy than pretty much all the red states. Leaving
Mhm.
out like maybe Texas. Florida. It it doesn't click to a lot of these spoiled, arrogant, self-entitled California Republicans or any pretty much any blue state Republican that you are in a unique position. You live in a state that provides a surplus for the economy. We give more to the economy than we take generally, compared to fucking backwoods, lowly populated, shithole deep red states. And a lot of them just
Right.
don't fucking understand that, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
I forget where I was going with this, but
It's all good. Let's
but no,
call it.
yeah,
Let's.
yeah, like so. I mean, yeah, like that's why Hilton, Advance, and Steyer didn't basically. I was
Wouldn't
hoping
it be
that.
fucking hilarious? So wouldn't it be fucking hilarious if Hilton won?
Oh
Wouldn't it
my
be
god,
fucking hilarious? See, the funny thing
honestly,
is he couldn't. He can't really even do that much because he'd have an obstructionist
yeah,
house and so whatever
yeah.
supervisors and whatever the two houses are in
He
California.
he wouldn't be able to get much done, but I mean,
That'd be so fucking funny.
it would be
Oh
hilarious,
my god.
honestly.
It's not gonna happen though.
Right. And I was kind of hoping that Bianca would take a bit more from the vote as
Yeah,
well,
me too. Yeah.
because there was a lot of support
That
for
guy's a
him.
fucking Nazi, dude.
God, fucking yeah, huge
That
nut
guy is
job.
somebody. That's what I
God,
would have done if I was Steyer, like, or even not Steyer, like if I was up on that stage trying to make a point, I'd be like, "Hey, we got a couple of Nazis on the table on TV tonight, just so you guys
right.
know. This is Steve Hilton, he's a Nazi. This is Chad Bianco, he's a Nazi. Let's treat these people like we treat, like you want to be treated."
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah. We
that's another time. But
Y-
go ahead.
well, of course, yeah. We should definitely try for next week get
Yeah, we
back
will.
to our regular schedule. I mean, obviously, like Tuesday fell through. Like work's been fucking crazy for me. Like almost every single day, for the past month plus, I've been working past 6 p.m. just because we've been so goddamn busy. And yeah, a lot of those days have been 10 plus hour days too. So
Damn.
like obviously like it just hasn't worked out. And then last week, I was a lot more laser focused on. So basically, long story short, my buddy is in a thrash metal band. He lives out in the Bay Area, and he was like, "Hey, like we don't have a bass player for this upcoming show. This one guy, he basically flaked. He never learned any of our songs." I'm like, I have a bass. Like, I'll learn your songs. Send me the tablature. I'll learn those songs in a week. And he's like, oh, you will? Shit.
Oh,
And
so
so,
that's what you were doing there?
exactly, yeah. Basically, like
That's great.
each night last week, I committed like an entire night to learning a song because there are 5 songs each. Well, 5 songs for the set list, which is basically their entire EP. And so I was just I swear I locked the fuck in. I was so laser focused on that and getting that done, and then performing the show that we did up in Ukiah near Humboldt over the weekend. So that's what I was basically dedicating myself to over last week, and it was great. It was hella fun. Like I wish I could do a whole lot more.
Yeah, don't we all? Don't we
Yeah,
all? I
man.
miss stand-up comedy a lot.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you for watching. And for StatPat Stateless Patriot, I'm Dieter McBusiness reminding you that you don't get change in America by asking nicely.
Thank you all for joining. See you next time.
And